Hey there, Bloomers and friends. Rev Kev coming to you from our Bloom Chapel here at the Bloom in the Desert Ministries worldwide corporate headquarters office, religious corporate headquarters office. I wanted to share with you a couple of things today as we're doing our Bloom Tube together. I'm thrilled that today we had our Bloomer Love Train from the office over to the community center over on Bellardo, and we had, I think it was about 12 cars, and people brought food. We were doing a protein run. There was an emphasis on protein for the food bank that several of our Bloom folks volunteer as a part of, and we were led in this effort by Social Action and Missions co-coordinator Jonathan Miller. And Jonathan did a great job of organizing and promoting, and really thankful for the turnout of the variety of people that were able to do this. And we had the food in our cars, and when we showed up at the place, the people at the center took the food out of the cars and took it into the food bank, and they had it all worked to they had it down to a very well organized operation. And we're grateful for the work that they're doing to provide food to people, and grateful for our Bloom folks for responding today and to have this action. And one of the things that was the coolest, we have posted a few of these pictures on Facebook, and I'm sure there will be some in Bloom Notes. But one of the coolest things was people getting out of their cars, face masks on, people getting out of their cars and standing 6 feet away from each other and chatting and being excited about seeing each other. One or two almost hugged, but then they knew somebody was like, that you do this, and it symbolizes it, and that sets up the proper social, and health barrier in a good way. It was just delightful to see the folks gathered, and people were really happy to see one another. And a few folks came in the office to get out of the sun and into the air conditioning, and it was just fun having Bloom folks in the Bloom office again. So that was great. Russ and Steve and the dogs led the way for our parade out of our office and around. John Miller, I said, well, we'll have kind of a parade, and John Miller said, like a conga line, and I said, well, I was thinking a funeral procession. But conga line is a much better image. So we did our Bloom conga line up Ramon and over to the center there on Bellardo, just south of Ramon. It was just a wonderful experience, and I'm really glad for that. In the office here, I just wanted to mention that due to the generosity of Fred and Ray, we have a number of masks that are made, and they are here. Fred and Ray have asked that folks make a contribution to Bloom for the masks, and so we're really grateful for that generosity. And one of the things about them is we have some red, white, and blue stars, and I'm told there may be a couple of ones in here. Oh, fireworks. So we have a few of these. These are a few. They're going to go fast. That a few in case you want your mask for 4th of July. But like I said, there's a desire, and we're grateful that Fred and Ray have done this for Bloom, as well as they're doing this for a couple of other not-for-profit arts organizations in the Coachella Valley. And so we're joining them in the benefit of the masks, as well as in the a modest amount of financial support for Bloom. And we are continuing to do okay, and we're keeping things open, but it's very clear that not having worship in person with one another on Sunday morning, that does certainly have an effect on our financial income. So we are very grateful for folks to help out and do that in a way of, one, if folks have made a pledge for the year, keeping that current, and two, if there's something extra someone can do, we're really grateful for that. And three, if you need some help, let us know, And, for Bloom members and associate members, we have the CRV fund that we can provide some small grants with, and we want to be sure, and you can talk to me about that in confidence, and we want to be sure that information is out. There's a lot going on in the news, and it is so complex. The coronavirus, the racial unrest, and everything is real. It's getting summer, and it's an election year, and just based upon experience that we've had, we know that rhetoric is going to get cranked up, and people are going to try to manipulate us in this process. So something that I would encourage people to remember is that when you start to feel agitated, maybe even like do a physical thing, sometimes I do this, to try to dial down, just do an old-fashioned dial down the anxiety that you're feeling. Take deep breaths, and 3 deep breaths, in and out, and in and out, and in and out, and that can help. It can also help to change the TV station from the news to Turner Classic Movies. And if it's Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, find a different show. If you are on the radio, I have found that the Comedy Channel is more comforting than the news channels. And then, of course, you can find the various dance hits and classical music and that sort of thing. Some classical music can be very helpful in helping with calming. And then you can also remember, the words of our faith that say, "Be still and know that I am God." And I'm not saying I'm God, but Adonai, Yahweh says through the psalmist, "Be still and know that I am God." And you aren't. And neither is anybody else. And so in that case, there is a sense of being able to be still, to try to get some rest, to try to calm down, because it's not over, and we're in the middle of this. We are in this boat, and we're in some choppy waters, and we got to go on this a while longer. And so know that God is God, and we can do what we can to try to take some breaths and calm ourselves down. That is that, and I hope that you will join us for worship on Sunday. We are having a wonderful turnout on Sunday morning on Facebook, and that is great, our live worship, and then recorded and shows up on YouTube later on. If you can't be with us in person at that time, yes, be with us in spirit, but you can also watch it later and join us then. I've heard from some people that they go to church on Monday now, or something like that, Tuesday afternoon, and that's fine. If that's what works for you, that's a wonderful thing. And as always, I'm available. If you want to talk to somebody, I'm available to you, and you can call me at the office or call me on my cell phone. So we hope to see you soon. And as always, we hope you will keep us in your prayers.